It's the end of the season, at least the half end of the season. What's going to happen now, Froggy?
Well, I have no idea. Did you kill my woman?
Hello,
Hi.
everyone. I am Puppeting. I'm from the Geeky Puppet Show here on the Geeky
You
Puppet
are?
Show.
I had no
Yeah,
idea.
no idea. That's right. You're on that side of the screen. You're supposed to introduce us, Froggy. But we're here today for Titans, episode 6 of season 4. It's the mid-season finale.
Yes, and it starts off with Connor deciding, wow, he's actually in the mirror. He's freaking out, and he's kind of hurt. And then he punches the mirror, and at this point, I gotta say, Connor, like, oh, whoa, he's using heat vision on the cracked mirror, holding his hand. His powers are back. He's normally fine. No more magic. I'm like, oh, we're gonna get the Connor Kent from the '90s with the shaved head, as far as on the sides. But no, the we'll see what happens later after that. But right now we cut to basically Jinx is talking about how she checked out Connor, from head to toe. Anything that she probably saw him naked twice. Anyway, so then we see Connor coming in, and he's
Yeah.
embracing Connor Luther.
No, he's embracing Connor White. I am the one who knocks. I am the danger.
He is Connorberg.
There we go. Connor Murray. He does look like he could be related to that Lex Luthor. Jeez. But yes, that's pretty much who he's channeling now. And basically, he's like, oh, look, I'm going to be cold and going to think about this all to death and be.
Yeah, he wants basically he wants the Titans. He says we need to kill Mother Mayhem and our minions. That's the only way we can do this. And then Jinx pretty much kind of tries to back him up a little bit. And then so they kind of like we're not really fooling it. But then Jinx is like, well, how are we gonna get in there? Because we know Sebastian is in there. We need to stop this. We know it's a limited time. Jinx is like, well, I could teleport us in there technically, but we have to. But teleportation basically reorganizes all your cells in your body. So yeah, and they're not liking this. But Connor then says, well, I could buy some time too while we get in there, because Connor's like, I can program all the Lexus satellites to basically they'll block the red moon with using light from the sun, which it only lasts for a few more minutes because it's so. Anyway, at this time before they even decide to go in there, we basically see Jinx here, with Raven, and saying, you know what, we can help you restore some of your powers. We can figure this out because magic never really goes away. And then we see this, and she puts some blood or I guess some paint or something. Raven now has access to some of her powers, or at least new powers. She basically opened up new powers that she never knew she had. So
don't tell Zach that it's white power.
Yes, it's white power. I'm just sorry. It's just funny because it's like, well, not because of white power, but this show is written so poorly, and just trying to follow along and not fall asleep is really hard to do.
I nodded off a few times during this episode, but it's going to also touch upon Sebastian. We should go ahead and talk about. Sebastian is basically getting his mommy saying, hey, listen, you've got some demon blood in you, baby, and you are supposed to be like his evil son, and you're going to be greater now, but you got to accept what I'm trying to give you.
And and Sebastian says, I won't do it. I only do this to spare my friends. You wouldn't kill them. I'll never do this. And I guess Mother Mayhem's second command Baldy's like, well, we're running out of time here. You better do it. He's like, don't worry, I got an idea. Meanwhile, the Titans are back planning. They're trying to get in there. eventually, Connor ends up going by himself, I believe, right?
Yeah. Yep. Indeed.
And gets captured right away, easily. So they're like, crap, we got to go in because now Connor's in there, and they're all suited up. I gotta say though, the Nightwing just looks badass in that suit, no matter what angle it is. That is just an awesome costume.
Indeed, indeed. And you know what we get to see as they go in? Actually, Raven gets to go ahead and redeem herself from last time. She suits up, and now she's White Raven.
Yep.
You're welcome, Zach.
Yeah, while Mother Mayhem's distracted, she's able to siphon her power out of I guess, the totem where it was.
Yep.
Now she's back to basically, she has 80% of her power now. And, well, okay, so basically Jinx says, like, you know what? Don't worry. Well, they're busy. I can freeze on Mother Mayhem. I can particularly do that. Sure, yeah. So she freezes Mother Mayhem using a spell. Only that Mother Mayhem actually tricks her and stabs her in the gut, causing her to die. And it is such a horrible thing. They killed my girl. They killed the hottest girl on the show.
Well, now she'll stop talking about all the times that she slept with Dick Grayson, at least.
You're just jealous because you didn't get to sleep with Dick Grayson. So the other thing is that she, that's a huge character death because she introduced the season. She quickly became one of my favorite characters, not because of her looks, this affect her liver attitude, her accent, all that stuff. It was cool to have a rebel on the team, kind of like what Connor was supposed to be,
Yeah.
Connor became more like, I'm just a clone, and then easily turned into a villain.
Yeah.
With an episode, kind of lazy writing.
And when we get to go ahead and talk about, they get to a moment where they have Mother Mayhem pretty much, she's trying to hold off against these powers, and Raven looks back and sees Sebastian. Sebastian, you can help us. We can do this together. And then Sebastian's like, no, she's my mommy.
No, Sebastian says, I'm tired of being a nobody.
Yeah.
So he drinks some of the bowl of blood, and then does a canary cry, a sonic canary cry. I was like, oh my gosh, Black Canary cry. And we see at the end of this, basically the Titans one by one dematerialize into somewhere. We don't know if they're all together or separate. We have no idea. Doesn't tell us. But then we see him walk into the pool of blood and disappear like John Cena. And it ends with him fully submerged in the blood.
And that's the end. This is the mid-season finale. We don't know when it will come back, but we're going to finish it. We want to just say that this is not a great episode. We looked at a few other people's opinions. One of the services says this was one of the best superhero episodes ever of this year for Titans. And they are full of shit, whatever you want to call it. This show, we keep watching it, and I don't know why. It just hurts us. It's like it knows that it wants to be better, and then they just take these steps that are worse. And there will be people that go ahead and say, oh, this is like a CW version of the Titans. No. And, sometimes that can be downright insulting to the CW, because we have other shows that we watch on there which are decent, who have their writing at least somewhat consistent, and they do not completely make a mockery of everything. Like on Stargirl, they don't.
But I also want to point out though that someone else pointed out, I read a comment on this, is that they watched Stargirl before this and watching this episode. They said that how basically Courtney this whole entire season is hardly ever in her costume. She says she likes, at least in this show, the heroes are in their costumes more.
Well, guess what? You can dress up a pile of shit in anything, and oh look, you put googly eyes on it. Ain't that cute? That doesn't mean that it's a better written show.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying that that's the one flaw I didn't like about this season is Courtney is hardly ever as basically she's hardly ever a Stargirl. We saw Starman more often, and everybody else other than Courtney.
That'll be something to discuss on our Stargirl review, which is actually in just a little bit, so don't miss that. But yeah, no, Titans, it's a mid-season finale. We'll be back, but I just don't know. You just described The Mandalorian. I don't get how I just described The Mandalorian, but okay. But this is what it is, and we're sorry. Please make sure to like and subscribe. What are your thoughts on Titans? If you're watching after we have gone live, please make sure to leave a comment down below. Tell us your thoughts. Do you like the show? If so, that's fine, but we want to hear why. You know that we don't care for it. And, well, I guess you now know why. But we will see you next time when Titans is back for season 4. I disagree wholeheartedly with Austin, but that's another conversation. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.